I'm Helga Larsen from the Work Life Office, and I'm joined by Erin Beck, who's the CEO of Komae. Work Life has been excited to bring in Komae as a childcare resource for families who work or study at NYU. And through this cooperative childcare app, families can rotate care for their children. So, Erin, I know you often say that we can think of Komae as a babysitting co-op. So, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's a great big babysitting co-op, which is where families take turns watching each other's kids for points instead of dollars. So every point within the Komae network, where we operate through a mobile app, is approximately 1 hour. So if you were to babysit for me, then I would give you a point for every hour that you did that. And if I babysat for you, then you would give a point back to me. And within Komae, you can babysit between people that you already know, or you can meet somebody new, especially within the NYU community.
And I know that on our NYU Work Life webpage, we have a link for a video tutorial where you can learn more about how to set up your account. And for our conversation today, I thought it would be helpful to talk about some of the best practices or tips and tricks to help families think about how they can use Komae for their childcare needs. And so, Erin, thanks for making this time to sit with me about and talk through these things. So let's start with something I often hear from parents, which I can definitely relate to. So parents tell me that they really like the idea of Komae, but they don't have much time to offer to sit for other families. So how can we still use Komae?
Yeah, absolutely. So the points, there are a couple different ways that you can get them. You can earn them by babysitting for others. You can also buy them. And as part of the NYU network, you get a discount on those points by using your member code through NYU, which we will plug into the website and give you a link to so that you have access to that. Um, and you also, when joining Komae just to start, you get 20 points in your account for free just to start with, so that you've got what could amount to 2 to 4 babysits right there for you to give it a try and try it out. And something that we also encourage families to think about is it often feels like, oh my gosh, I just can't handle more kids in my house right now. But those who kind of get into a groove also often find that they get a little more time to themselves when their kids are occupied through socialization with other kids. I know that the last time I got to sit down and do laundry uninterrupted was when my 6-year-old had a friend over for a play date. So we think of it as offering a really exciting social opportunity for our kids as well.
So true, so true. And so if we have a sitter already or a nanny, could we use our sitter or nanny to offer care for another family?
Yes, absolutely. Within a family, every member of a family of the grown-ups has a different amount of time that they can offer to helping to care for the kids and for kids of other families. And for families that have a helper within the home, like a nanny, what an outstanding resource to when you have other kids over, to have the nanny be a part of watching the kids. And when you're communicating with other families, that's something that you want to be open about. You want to disclose very transparently who will be the adult that is taking care of the kids while they're over at your home.
Good point. So another comment that I hear from families is a little bit of that hesitation to reach out and ask another family with whom they've never met to watch their kids. So any pointers on how maybe we can do a meet and greet before we actually commit to a swap?
Oh, that is the absolute best way to do it. When you're thinking about you joining into a care relationship with another family, you are thinking about building a friendship, about making a connection that is um, from the heart and going to last. And we always recommend starting with a meet and greet. That can be in person or it can be on Zoom. It can be with the kids or it can be without. A lot of families will start with a virtual sort of Zoom meet and greet, maybe from your office during lunchtime to their office during lunchtime. Then they may get together at a park in a public location with the kids to see how the kids get along. I love getting together with the kids in particular because you really get to see the other family's style of care. Does their style of parenting mesh with what resonates with you? And then you can move to play dates in your own home. And then a lot of parents will try something like co-parenting. So maybe for a couple of hours, everyone will collect in one home, and maybe someone will go take a Zoom meeting for an hour while the other parent watches the kids. Maybe someone will go cook dinner for an hour while the other parent watches the kids. Again, it's a way for you to get to know each other's home, get to know how you operate as parents, do that with each home, and build up to the point where you feel like, yes, this is a family that I trust. I would send my kids over there for a play date to interact with this family. One of the great things about the NYU group is when you join the NYU group on Komae, you know that the other families there are ones that are interested in this kind of relationship. So you don't have to be weird about asking, oh, do you want to try this babysitting swap thing? You know, that's what those families are there for. Send them a message, or send a play date request out to the whole NYU group and say, hey, who's looking for somebody new? We would really like to form a new relationship. And we're excited to do it within this NYU community.
Thanks. Those are some great ideas. So I happen to have some friends who we help each other out already with with watching our kids. So in that sense, could I create my own group with my friends on Komae?
You can create as many groups on Komae as you would like to. You can create it for your neighborhood, for your school, for friends and family you've already got. Some people do it for their daycares or for their spouse's workplace, maybe their soccer club or the friends that you see when you go to the library for summer reading. You can create as many groups as you like, join as many groups as you like. You can make them open or closed, which means you can make it open that anyone can join within an area, or you can make it closed that an administrator says yes or no to each family who requests to join. So you can also keep it as private as you like. When you make your requests or display your availability for babysitting, you decide who sees those availabilities and requests, and you can pick individuals from the groups or multiple groups or single groups at a time.
Yeah, that's making me think about the fact that so many NYU families actually do have children who go to the same childcare program or the same school. And so, would you recommend them creating a childcare center group for themselves so that that could help with before or after school care, pick up, drop off times, similarly for their school groups?
Yes, absolutely. And that could be the NYU daycare. It could be your department within NYU. It could be just the floor that you work on. It could be if you're part of an extracurricular club, you could create a separate group for any of those things just to kind of make your personal village a little more closer to home.
That sounds great. In terms of having a village for care, I think with the ongoing pandemic, we've all been experiencing a lot of disruptions with our childcare needs. And so it's been hard for all of us as working families. And at NYU, our university, we have a backup care program, but it's been hard even to access backup care in unexpected or emergency situations. So how could Komae help fill in the gaps sometimes when we have a care arrangement that's fallen through?
Sure. And I think that's one of the ways that Komi really shines, when working with a group like NYU, is that if you do have a backup situation, you can create a request on Komi and select the entire NYU group, and it'll send a message alert out to everyone who's in that group and says, hey, my carpool just canceled for this afternoon. I'm going to need somebody to pick up my kid. Who here can help me out today? And then it'll collect the RSVPs from people. You select the one that is most appropriate for you.
Wow, that's great to know. So you've been talking about Komae points. So what can we actually do with our Komae points?
Yeah, most people use their Komae points to get more babysitting for themselves. And one of the things that's really exciting is, time and time again, we see that parents um, or caregivers of any kind, when they're seeking care, they often do it for things that are unavoidable, like work responsibilities or a doctor's appointment. And we love it when parents have enough points that they can take that date night where they can take themselves out on a walk or a meditation or a coffee or see their own friends and have their own social time. So we certainly encourage parents to really take advantage of having that care access. But if you really earn a whole bunch of extra points, we also have cash in opportunities. We run them periodically throughout the year for family forward gifts and activities. Right now, if you went to our website, you would see a selection of books from really incredible authors who work in this space, many of whom we know personally and have really gotten a chance to enjoy. So that updates regularly, and that's a great opportunity to, if you've got bonus points, reward yourself and your kids.
So thanks so much, Erin, and I hope all of you families listening that you've learned some new tips and tricks for using Komae, and I hope that it would be helpful as you're thinking about different ways to meet your childcare needs. So please consider checking out our NYU Komae page, and if you have any additional questions or if you have individual care situations or school-related needs that you have, please feel free to reach out to me at worklife@nyu.edu. Thanks so much, Erin.
You are so welcome.